Good morning, Tamin. Today we are going to start with a revision for Unit 6, Reading Comprehension, the Honey Cellar, and the Grammar Time Clauses. As you remember, the text title is The Honey Cellar, and The Honey Cellar is a part of an autobiography of Madhur Jaffrey. But the title of the autobiography is Climbing the Mango Tree. Your text is a part of it. هو جزء فقط من هاي autobiography. So you have to remember too, what is the meaning of an autobiography? Autobiography means a life story written by the person himself. سيرة ذاتية. كتبنا على البوكلت the meaning of autobiography and the meaning of biography وشرحنا difference between them. So لنتفق درسنا نوعه autobiography التايتل تبعه The Honey Cellar وهو فقط episode أو part صغير من Climbing the Mango Tree. The writer أو the author is Madhur Jaffrey, a well-known writer. Okay, in this episode, it recounts the preparation for exams and a visit from a honey cellar. The writer describes herself after coming from school, which indicates the very hot weather in Delhi where she lives. So, بهذا الأبيسود يا تامن, it focuses on time of the exams preparation and a sudden visit for a honey cellar. And the text mentioned how Madhur came from school. She was hot, sweaty, because she goes to school by bike. And the weather in Delhi is very hot. Madhur also describes the kindness and the caring of her mother. The other character that were mentioned in this episode that is Madhur's mother. She is a caring mother and very kind. She always produces cold pudding for Madhur after she comes from school. In reading this episode, Taman, you will discover that Madhur is a very hard-working student. كان في كتير evidence Taman بهاي الepisode which indicate that Madhur is a good student or a hard-working student. طالبة مجدة ومجتهدة. You can ask yourself, what are the evidence that were mentioned in the text and indicate that Madhur was a good student, that she was armed with pens, pencils, ink bottles before she goes to school, and every day she has 2 exams and each one of it is 3 hours long. This episode is showing that Madhur's mother believes in the importance of almond, أهمية اللوز, because she believes that almond is brain food. In the next page, the text describes the visit of a wily salesman who's got into his sales pitch. Do you remember, Taman? The seller, he is good in selling things. And he sells honey. And Madhur's mother usually distracts her when she thinks that Madhur is working too hard. So one day she called Madhur to come to see the seller. The seller was selling honey, and Madhur's mother called Madhur to distract her from her studies. The man described the honey in a very good way. تذكروا يا تامن? He described the smell, he described the color, and he mentioned that there were honeycomb in the middle of the honey. Then Madhur's mother asked him to give her a proof that this honey is pure. He gave her a proof that the honey was pure when Madhur's mother asked by catching a fly, تذكروا, and throwing it into the honey. The fly sank, then it rose to the surface and flew away. So, The mother was so impressed and she bought several jars of honey. She believed the man. At the end, she recounts this story to the cook. The cook told Madher's mother that this was not a proof because he can do the same thing with the sugar syrup. The mother was duped by the seller. But it doesn't prove anything. Now let's start with the grammar, Taman. Time clauses. First of all, you have to ask yourself, what are the time clauses? These are some examples. When, after, while, before, until, as soon as. So what's the common thing between these time clauses? We can use these time clauses in different tenses. I can use them in the present, I can use them in the past, and in the future. And here are some tenses or structures that can be used with time clauses. We have simple present, simple future, the imperative, simple past, past continuous, and past perfect. So what is the simple present المضارع البسيط؟ هو either to use verb plus s or es or infinitive verb. Simple future, we can use will plus the infinitive. The imperative فعل الأمر وهو only to use verb infinitive or don't plus verb infinitive. Number 4, simple past الماضي البسيط. It's to use verb to or in the negative didn't plus the infinitive. The past continuous الماضي المستمر, we can use was for the singular, were for the plural, plus verb ing. And number 6, past perfect الماضي التام, we can use had plus the verb 3. The present tense. The time clauses are used to describe regular actions, routines, habits that happened in regular times. These are some examples. Number 1, when I come from school, I eat my lunch. When is the time clause and it joined two present actions. Come, eat. Number 2, she never goes to sleep until she finishes her homework. The time clause here is until and the verbs are goes, finishes. Number 3, before I have dinner, I wash my hands. The time clause here is before and the verbs are have and wash. In all these 3 examples, the time clauses describe regular actions. The future time, the future tense. Time clauses are used to describe future actions, which means events or actions that will happen in the future. The first example is, they will not play outside until it stops raining. Number 2, close the door after you leave. This sentence is the imperative tense. استخدمت فعل الأمر. Number 3, after my mom finishes cooking, she will watch TV. In this example, the time clauses are referring to the future time, which means there is an action that will happen in the future depending on a present situation. There is a note, Taman, which is very important. We always use the present simple in the time clause and the future in the main clause. In the 2 clauses, I use the simple present in the time clause بالشق اللي فيه time clause وuse the future بالشق اللي فيه ما في time clause اللي بنسميه main clause. The last tense is the past. Time clauses are used to express the following. In the case of the past, there are different function or different situation that time clauses can describe. Number one, they can describe regular actions in the past. أفعال منتظمة بالماضي. مثال, while Sarah studied, her mother cooked. Both of these actions were regular in the past. Number two, two actions happening at the same time. فعلين طويلين مستمرين بنفس الوقت بدون تقاطع. مثال, I was reading a book while my dad was watching TV. Number three, a long action interrupted by a sudden action. فعل طويل ولكن تم قطعه من فعل قصير ومفاجئ. مثال, when the telephone rang, I was sleeping. Sleeping كانت long action تم قطعه when the telephone rang. Number four, one action finishes before another happens. فعلين بالماضي ولكن واحد منهم حدث وانتهى قبل الآخر. مثال, after the teacher had explained the lesson, we did some exercises. بهاي الجملة يا تامن عملنا exercises بعد ما teacher explained the text. So, this revision for Unit 6 reading comprehension and the grammar. Rewatch the video different times and you can see the exercise in the book, and I wait for your questions. Good luck.